one path that they can take is to develop a national energy policy. Solve the energy problem that we have in this country.
Where should we go with that?
Well, I think there's a lot of great ways to go, but I think number one, renewable energy sources, I think, are the key to the future. We cannot continue. Fossil fuels are going to dry up sooner or later, and it's time that we start setting a goal to get off the use of fossil fuels to empower our entire economy. So I'd like to see a lot more use of renewable energy sources. You know, this district started 100 years ago in the Industrial Revolution, and it was powered by alternative energy sources.
Water.
Merrimack River. So we got away from it because the oil was cheap and very efficient. But as the supplies go down, we need a national energy policy where I think energy independence has to be our goal, and we need to use renewable energy sources. One great president said, the chicken in every pot at the end of the Depression. Why not a solar panel on every roof? But I think that's where Uncle Sam needs to really step in and prove, giving us leadership, just like Reagan did with tax credits for insulation back in the 80s. Offer tax credits. I got a hay barn, it's about half an acre roof, when a lot of solar panels could go up there. But right now, the cost payback is about 20 years.
The technology's not quite there, but I
That's
think
right.
it will be.
But that's exactly what we need to do. Put the money into research and development, offer tax credits, because I'm not going to go up there to put those solar panels on. I'm going to hire someone.
Right.
And that's going to put somebody else to work. So I think the payback is we end up with energy independence down
And
the
if
road.
we get to that industry, we're the ones selling it to China and India
And that's the
South
other thing.
Africa.
I think we need to, in part of that for those tax credits, let's make it so it's made in the USA.
Right.
Put people to work here, right here in the 5th District.
The Department of Energy that's funding
But
those
I
projects.
I think you're right on target with the renewable stuff. I mean, we obviously come from the same place. We
Right
agree with it.
in your hayfield.
Yeah, no.
There's alternative energy. The windmill over at Meredith's farm.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
right. But I mean,
You know, when I was a kid, those windmills used to dot Drake. They weren't being utilized at the time anymore,
Right.
but it used to power the wells for water, to water the farm back in the earlier days. And let's take advantage of that.
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, renewable energy is
Your house on
exact-
Marsh Hill, boy, you could have a windmill spinning out there all the time.
I don't think there's enough wind, but there is enough sun, and we will have solar energy on Marsh Hill, one side of the street or the other. There's no question.
Well, if you
about
look
it.
at the,
Or both.
at
But
the
that-
diagrams for the state, Western Mass does best for utilizing.
You got to be along the
wind.
shore or on a ridge.
Right.
And Marsh Hill's not quite a ridge.
So what's your point of view on Cape Wind?
Put it in. You know, that's a classic case of a bunch of rich people saying we need to do something, but whoa, not in my backyard.
What bothers me about that issue, and that's been a big one for me for a long time, and I actually decided who I was going to vote for governor based on Cape Wind, because I think it's a much bigger issue than most people make it out to be. Mitt Romney, one of the biggest disappointments of his governorship was him coming out against that. I know what you said about the 10 issues and some
Right.
people, but I mean, I cannot and I will not ever understand how Mitt Romney took a position as being against Cape Wind. It just didn't work for me. Couldn't understand.
I'm fully in favor of it.
Yeah,
Let's put it
as
in.
am I. I mean,
That's one step at a time toward energy independence, and
Yeah,
we
well-
need to take advantage of that. When I was a student at the University of Lowell, I went to one of my civil engineering instructors at the time and asked him, could the Merrimack River power electricity? He said, no, the grade wasn't good enough at the time. But through technology, they now have energy producing right next to Donahue and Leach Hall.
Right.
So